Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Mr. Matheson. Wanted to give a quick update and clarify some things for you. Now, it's been a week. I've been able to get in touch with Mrs. Wildenheim. You've been able to adjust all your classes in 8th grade. Let's make sure we're all on the same page here. So focus has got to be number one for everybody. Guys, I know this is hard. It's hard coming into, many of you, a new school, new grade, everybody, and just everything going on. And I know it stinks. Not that you necessarily want me there, but we're still responsible for everything. And you've got to be able to be very independent right now. Mrs. Wildenheim is there for you. But you can't be using any excuses of, oh, Mr. Matheson's not there. All the information is being communicated to you. You know what you have to do. We're in 8th grade now. It's not like 3rd or 4th grade where you need more support. You guys are capable of doing a lot of this. So with that in mind, it is the 8th grade expectations. The expectations are that you come in, you get quiet, you follow the directions on the daily slides, you follow them in order. Mrs. Wildenheim should not have to remind you 3 or 4 times. If you need the extra support, then you ask for help, but you guys should be able to handle this. Stay on task and follow those directions. If they're unclear, then ask for help. But I know she's going over things, and I've already had a lot of you who are not turning in things that are supposed to be done in class. And then you're going to stress because you're like, oh, wait, I'm not getting stuff in. Well, because you're not following directions. Okay. Or, oh, I didn't know that. Well, you get a weekly schedule, you get the daily slides, and she's going over it. You knew what was responsible. And I know that stinks that there's so many different ways, but you know what you need to do in this class. It's all there for you. And if that means you need to look over things again later, then that's what you need to do. It is what it is. If you are one of the few people that I'm aware of that are kind of distracting and everything, I've already told Mrs. Wildenheim, move seats as much as possible, and honestly, send you guys to the office if you are causing problems. I'm hoping that the discussion is supportive of each other and you're not just being off task and things like that. But it makes it hard for me to do more interesting lessons and give you more flexibility when I'm being told that a lot of you aren't staying on tasks. I know it's not easy, but it's just like any other class. You're not going to go to your math class and goof around the entire time. You're going to focus to learn the content. And at this point, I'm skipping ahead a little bit, but I just went to the doctor yesterday and they would like me to definitely miss another week. They want me to be smart with my back, and I want to be smart with my back. I want to be healthy. So I'll be as interactive as I can be, but I will not be back until Monday, September 27th, which means I'm going to miss the entire first unit. And the stuff from the first unit, we will use every unit the rest of the year. So it's not if I don't do well on this, no big deal. It kind of is a big deal. This colonization stuff is going to impact Unit 2 big time. Mercantilism, covering Unit 2 and Unit 3, which you'll get to later this week. Slavery, we'll do to the last day of school. Okay, understanding just all of this, it's critical that you get it now. We'll review a lot, but still, you want to really lock this in as best as you can. Okay, and really, the expectations are that you do get the work done, you get done well. If there's a tech error, like with the Flipgrid, I knew that might not go perfectly the first time, but after just checking the Flipgrid tonight, as of like 9 p.m., half of each class actually did it. That was a 45-second activity. And if you're saying technology, you could have done it in school. But that's a 45-second activity. That is not a 10, 20, not even a 5-minute activity. I gave the limit of 1 minute. All you had to do is hold up your notes. So I saw that you did them and I could get a quick look. Okay, how did the kid do that? Awesome. Because I didn't want to give you specifics on how to take notes. And then go, okay, hey, I did well on the quiz or I didn't. If you didn't do the notes, you could have said, hey, I didn't do the notes. I know I need to do it. Maybe that's why I didn't do as well on the checkpoint. There's just things to think about, guys. Okay, classwork versus homework. Hey, I don't know if you had homework in 7th grade, and it doesn't matter. You're going to have homework this year. A lot of times it's going to be activities where if you don't get it done in class, it turns into homework. You have a 30-minute flex. I know some of you go to other classes. It is what it is. The reality is you'll have homework at the high school next year, and very few of you will have study halls. It's a totally different situation. Every job in this world has responsibilities outside of class. So please keep that in mind. If you're focused right now in our class and using your flex, you should have very limited outside of class. The first unit, I usually don't give very much homework, and you haven't gotten very much homework. Most of this could be done in class if you focus, or a little bit outside of class, and of course studying each day if it doesn't click in 40 minutes, which nobody expects it to. But you've got these outside class responsibilities, you gotta take care of them. You've got a weekly schedule, you know what's coming. There's no curveball. Oh, I didn't know that there was this assignment on Thursday. You know it, it's in Google Classroom right now. But I have not given them yet. As we said, use class time, sports, busy on the weekend, all this stuff. There's not really excuses. I mean, obviously, if something big happens in your life, then yeah, we'll do what we have to do to support you and everything. But if you miss all the assignments for the first unit and then come in and go, when I come back, oh, I didn't understand, I'm gonna go, I can't do much about that. So you can always attempt things, and then we can always fix afterwards. But not turning in something is not a good reason at all. So, guys, it seems somewhat negative. It's not. I just want you to do the best job that you can. And if you're not doing the work or you're goofing around, you're not doing your best job. I'm doing everything I can. I'd love to live stream, but I cannot commit always to everything with my back. I need to rest this so I can get back to you guys. It was totally unexpected. It stinks, but it is what it is. I do want to thank you again for the emails that people sent. I'm catching up on everything. Trust me, I'm not at home just chilling. I'm trying to stay ahead on things. So the last thing I have for you, because I just want to make sure we're good. I know this is getting long, but it is what it is the unit guide. Okay, so I know you can't see this super well, and I don't think, no, my screen is not going. I have Google Classroom opened. Make sure that when you open this up, you go to the classwork tab, because then everything is listed in order. I always put the weekly schedule first, then the daily slides, and then I have the unit guide. So it's right there, and I'll shift those to the next week when we go to next week. And then I'm color coordinating each day. So if you're absent, you know what you have to do. Boom, boom, boom. Monday was green activities. Tuesday is red activities. Now, if we get a whole lot, like at the end of last week, and I know you can't see it perfectly. Oops, sorry. It's a little hard to do. But at the end of the last week, there was a thing at the bottom that says view more, because we had so many things that we did in class. You're just gonna have to pay attention to that and work through that. It's not the easiest thing, but it's also not very hard. So make sure you're following through on this. What I want to do is go to the unit guide, which you got yesterday. So hopefully you have your unit guide out. You should already have it out when you came into class. You'll get it out every single day. This unit guide is everything for the entire unit. It is never all due at the same time, because I know it's overwhelming when you start. Focus on the activities that Mrs. Wildenheim that she's going over that is on the board. Don't get overwhelmed by the amount, okay? It always starts with a learning target. So this first page, that's what's on your test. You now have the test. That's exactly what you're expected to know. There's no curveballs, there's no nothing. That's your test. You should be able to plan writing out all of those in essays. Now, are you going to have to do that? No, but that's how you should plan. As you go through things, we'll always try to have a vocabulary section. The vocabulary will be done in class. You're actually doing that today. There will be a key. You get that information. Then you have, in theory, like a cheat sheet to help you as you go through a unit of, oh, I forgot what that word is. Oh, wait, that's on my unit guide. So you've got the information right there, helping you out with things. As you go through the rest of the unit guide, in this unit, there's a whole lot of the video activities. So I'm doing this so you get the habit of listening to find information, which is a really important skill, and you've got your notes built in. So if you do these, you're in great shape. If you choose not to, I mean, guys, nobody's expecting perfection right now. You might get one or two where you don't get it, and we'll help you out with the key. Okay, I just want good skills that you're working on. As the year goes on, I won't tell you what time that they're in and things like that. We'll just get better as we grow and get ready for high school. So you've got these videos that we'll do as I assign them. Then after them, it starts to get into some activities. And these are going to be the things that are homeworks, more than likely. Probably start in class, but turn into homeworks. I wouldn't start ahead on them while I'm not there, just because you might get confused and do something differently than you really have to. So be careful of that. And then, like for this unit, at the end, there's a chart that you're going to fill in actually today when you go over things. Now, this unit guide, man, it stays with you every day. At the end of every single unit, you'll turn it in. All of the notes, every day when you take new notes, and you can put things front and back, I don't care. Just label it clearly. You'll staple it to the unit guide. Okay? Not this Friday, but next Friday when you have your first exam in here. You'll turn in the unit guide, and it should have everything done at that point, and then you'll have all of your notes stapled. So make sure that you're stapling as you're doing things. If not, make sure that you're stapling, or at least holding on to things so you don't have to redo anything. Nobody wants that. So I knew that this video would go longer than I wanted. With that in mind, as you're going through things today, the last activity is the Spanish versus the American Indians activity. I already have intended to have tomorrow, have you a little bit of time in class. So if you are working hard through everything else, and because this video went longer, and Mrs. Wildenheim will adjust, of course, but if we don't get to that much, it's not massive homework. You know, Mrs. Wildenheim, you know, you'll let me know as well if this video taking so long really slows kids down. Then we'll give extra time tomorrow. I just want to see you working, ladies and gentlemen. If you're sitting there not working, then there's no reason for us to give extended time or a retake or anything like that. If you didn't do the homework, well, of course you weren't going to do well on the quiz yesterday. If you don't do the activities well today, you're probably not going to do well on the checkpoint tomorrow. And the best way for me to know how you're doing right now while I'm at home is to do a lot of checkpoints. So you're going to have Google Forms probably every other day at the bare minimum. So if you do have any major concerns, please reach out to me. I'll do the best I can on the emails. I'm doing my best to keep up. I hope that this kind of helped out with expectations. We just want you trying your best. Hopefully having a good time. The more focused you are, the more flexible Mrs. Wildenheim can be. And the more success that you guys have in learning, the more creative I can be when I get back. If not, we got to go back to, okay, I got to teach them how to work on their own, work in teams, and we don't get to a lot of fun stuff. And I like to have a lot of fun in the classroom. So please let me know if you have any questions. Stay ahead on the work. Really read well. Take your time. Add notes as you're reading. Use good techniques. And hopefully it'll be a very successful week for you. Bye, guys.